Thank you so much, and welcome to Miss Mood's Motivational Monday. And before I get started, sorry about that, guys. Uh, Let me just spray some sage spray, and of course, my Palo Santo spray, just to bring good vibes and energy in this room. Not that I need it, but a little goes a long way, right? And every time you add to it, it just keeps getting better and better and better. Anyways, um, let me reintroduce myself. Again, my name is Miss Mood. Nice to meet you. And welcome to Motivational Mondays, where I'm tuning in to show you how to tune in for yourself. Um, Honestly, starting this channel was something that just came to me in a matter of weeks. But as I continue to talk to you about how I got to it, um, it actually, I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to get a good, is that better? I like the light. Sorry. Um, I came to you guys to talk to you guys about um, something that I was led by Source to talk to you, and it's a funny story. It's a wonderful story. It's me doing it right now, creating what I was led to do. Um, it all started with me being a 9 to 5er. Hello to all you 9 to 5ers out there. 9 to 5ers are people who work from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday or Tuesday through whatever. Anyways, the beginning of our weeks start on Sunday, but we really start to feel away on Monday, right? Right? Right. so, back to my story. I'm a 9 to 5er, and I would say I've been that way as long as I can remember working. And right maybe a year before COVID, I was discussing with some of my former employees how I wanted to work from home. And no, this is not a work from home job, but to each his own. Anyways, I wanted to do that. I desired it, being a single mother, being a divorcee, um, doing what the single parents do, making sure your kids go to school, and when school's out, things was just going on in this world that you didn't really want to see your children be taken care of by someone else. And when COVID came in 2020, um, it gave me that great opportunity to see what I desired manifest, right? Keep up with me, okay? Because I'm going to be all over the place, but I'm going to make sure it's in order, because I'm telling you exactly how my experience was. Anyways, when COVID came, I saw my desire manifest, and I started to work from home, right? And I'm not saying that during COVID it was good for everybody, but everything ain't for everybody. And as you continue to tune in and listen to me, you'll understand that we all have different frequencies and vibrations. And what's for one is not going to be what's for the other, okay? So, sorry, my camera's felt a little crooked, a little off balance, just trying to straighten everything out. And that could be some viewers, some of you right now watching me might be feeling a little off balance. All is well, right? Because Miss Mood is going to help you get balance back out, because I learned how to do it for myself. So, COVID came, I saw my desire manifest in 2020, started working from home for 2 years. In the beginning, it was crazy because, it was like, oh my God, I don't know if I want to go to the supermarket, and I can't touch nothing. And we were all trying to figure everything out. It was just a whole bunch of new ingredients mixed in a pot that we were used to. And so I was appreciative because I got to be home with my kids. My vacation days, everything was just racked up over time because I worked from home, and if my kids were sick, I didn't have to worry about calling out. They weren't in school, so just balancing, learning how to balance my life, right? As if I was more in control, right? And still working, still bringing in the income, still paying my bills, but less money was going out. I didn't have to worry about gas or transportation or eating out, or if I forgot to cook something the night before, I didn't have to worry about putting on a pretend smile face around people because I wasn't in that vibe, right? Trying to figure me out. And that whole time I didn't even realize that I was low vibration. I thought because I was doing all these things as a mom, as a responsible adult, that why am I still unhappy, right? Why why do I feel this way? I love my job. I worked for Medicaid. I help people that had disabilities receive a benefit that the state gives so that they're able to get their medications. Elderlies, this is I've been in this population for so long, and I went to school for business management. Long story short, I spent those 2 years at home. I started learning about my ancestors. I got more acquainted with them, telling them, you know, I had prior been already doing ancestor veneration, and that's another video. If anybody is interested in ancestor veneration and the history behind it, and no, it is not no hoodoo, Santeria, or all of that, I'll do a video. Just leave a comment and let me know that you're interested in how I got my journey being introduced or reintroduced to my ancestors, the ones before me, right? And I started to receive healing from them. It felt good to talk to my grandparents and so forth. So, long story short, and you're going to hear me say that a lot, long story short, because I'm not going to be sitting here all day talking to everybody because I have other things to do, but this is very important for me to do, and this is something that I love doing. Let's get that on the record right now. I am not getting paid to do this, and I'm not telling people that I'm a guru and I know all the quirks to life. I'm just tapped into my frequency, and I know that there's others who have the same feeling and vibration as me. And the way I came upon this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful tool in life that I always had, I just feel the need to share. So I wanted to start a business because I realized that my 9 to 5 was not doing good for me. It was not just over broke, J-O-B, okay? 9 to 5, 9 to 6, 10 to 6, or whatever schedule you have is still in the 9 to 5, category. And so, basically, I put that out there, another desire, right? I got the work from home thing, but then you start to evaluate your money, and even though you're saving, I have children. Your children are, your environment, your circumstance, all these things are reminders to you that it's time to expand. But I didn't see it as expanding at that time. I just see it as survival mode. Oh my God, this is not working anymore. I need to find something else, right? What's best? What it's already twirling, and I have so much information on just that alone, but let's just continue the story because there's some good stuff coming up, right? So, oh, let me get some water, excuse me. So, I came across Black Coalition Facebook community page, and a friend of mine, through the job that I had that worked for another agency, that we became good friends over the phone, never met each other at one point, and then we did, right? Told you I'm gonna be hopping all over the place, but just keep up, I got you. She said, oh, Ebony, here's a link, go to this community page, they're really good. It's for black and brown people and entrepreneurs, small business. And of course I had just been really discovering that this is something that I wanted to get into. Here's a connect, here's an impulse, here's a let me just go down this road and see what's going on. So I connected, and I came across my now mentor, Johnique Taylor, who was part of Queen of Trucking. She's a former truck driver, and now she's a business mentor to teach people how to start your dispatching service without knowing about the trucking business. So that caught my interest because dispatching really went up my alley. You know, I've always been a person who was in jobs that required me to use my voice and have customer service and deal with phones and, you know, instructing people and instructing phone lines, instructing vendors, you know, so I figured I could do that. I had that belief. It was already there. It was faith of a mustard seed, right? So I was ready to get out the boat because now I have someone who says that they can teach me. And I started to work on it, and I'm still working on it, and I'm still loving it, right? But COVID started to die down a little, and I would say after those 2 years, I was called back to work last year when the kids started going back to school. For those of you who live in the northern part of the United States, the kids mostly go back to school in September. I know in the south and in the west coast, a lot of the kids go back to school in August. So just to let you know my geographical location. But I have the best of both worlds because I was born in Texas and raised in South Carolina. So hello to all my southerners. And my northerners. I love it. I love it. I just love duality. I love how the universe set me up and just bring these things to me, and I just get excited just to know that I'm a part of it. Like it's, you know. Anyways, I had to go back to work and get back into the limbo of things, and that whole time during COVID, a lot of people that I talked to and came across over the phone or just hearing through ears, and including myself, I felt like I don't want to do this. I'm putting all my blood, sweat, and tears into this job, and yes, I probably miss this person and that person. But while I was home, I got to engage more with my children. I got to engage more in their education. I got to engage more with their teachers. I didn't have to miss a meeting because I had to decipher on what time I got off of work and traveling time, or using my lunch hour to make a call. Like just always forcing things in my time when we was doing it the old way. And COVID allowed me, I cooked more. I was more involved in our nutrition. I spent more time with my kids, which was just like the ultimate blessing. And for all of you who are single parents or parents and married, but you have children, those of you who desire children, you know, the world of just having your loved ones and your children, your little mini-me's walking around with you, and seeing them evolve right before your eyes, you're a creator of that, you know? You know? So whatever you put into them, it manifests, okay? And so I began to see that, and I went back to work, and my job, bless their heart, love them to death, every last one of them. My director felt the need at one point in time before COVID that I needed to be separated without being separated. So the way we're set up in cubicles, I was basically in the front and a cubicle behind me, and then there's cubicles on this side, and everybody's sitting behind each other, and she's sitting on the left side of me, to kind of give you a geographical idea of how things were set up, right? And I was basically facing a purple wall, which purple is my favorite color. To those of you who love purple, I love purple. And so, as beautiful as that may be, if I have a job where I'm communicating with people, everybody behind me has to call from behind me. Do you get it? Have you ever had somebody trying to get your attention from behind you? It becomes a little irritating because my eyes are not behind my head. And then on top of that, she sits me right in front of, so my supervisor is behind me. And guess what her name is? Ebony. Talk about uncomfortableness, right? Not that I had a problem with Ebony, But if you put two people that are next to each other, behind, in front of, one is in front of the other, anyone who calls a name and they're used to that name, you're going to immediately jump. Whiplash, whiplash, right? Why do that to me? And not realize that that's what's happening. And how I knew that they did know it was happening and that they took humor behind it is that people were like, oh, you're Ebony and you're Ebony, so I'm going to call you Ebony this and I'm going to call you Ebony that. Mine's is Ebony Mood, right? Instead of everybody just saying Miss this or Mr. that, we go by first name basis, which is, that's the environment it is, right? But even if I tried to get out of that seat, I was told no. And then I dealt with vendors and the public and a lot of different people from hospitals and all over in my tri-state area. And so I developed friendships with these people over the phone because they have lives just like I do. And I'm not a robot. And you're not going to call and I'm going to just say, how can I help you? It's like, hey, how you doing? Especially if you talk to these same people every day, right? Just because you're not in the same room with somebody doesn't mean you can't get to know someone. So that goes out the window, okay? You can develop friendships and never actually be in front of people. With the technology that we have today, just as I am sitting here talking to you, engaging with you, this is us meeting for the very first time. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Nice to meet you. I'm so eager to know about you guys in my comments, so please leave them. Okay, so let me continue with the story because it's just now going. So long story short, I became very unhappy. I had just started redeveloping a relationship with my mom, and my mom had just experienced a spiritual awakening. Another video that we can definitely talking about, and not about my mom's experience, so to say, because we all have them. It's called, in other words, it can be spiritual awakenings. It could be redirecting or elevation, eureka, or just something happens. Sometimes it's like in tarot they call it a tower moment, but tower moments can be negative and positive, duality, like the back of my screen with the beautiful moon. Yeah, okay, so black and white, right? And beginning and end, all these things are duality, right? And it's just trying to find that balance in the middle, okay? So as I'm talking with my mom and just checking in on her to see how she's doing with her therapy, it had encouraged me to also look into getting therapy for myself because I had trauma from my childhood all the way up into my adulthood. And a lot of us have. We've experienced things from other low vibrational people that cause us to stay in low vibration, right? And so this is why you find yourself now, but no longer, once you finish this video, and realize that you have the choice to change your vibration. And so this is the whole point of me introducing Miss Mood's Motivational Monday, because you're trying to set the tone, and I'm trying to show you that at any given moment you have that opportunity. So let's start now and not continue to be in the vibration of I'm unhappy, what's going on with me. Not that it's a bad thing, because in order to evolve, you have to realize that this is no longer for you, right? And sometimes you get upset. I'm at this job and I'm working and I was doing the work from home thing, and then it went back to us going back to work, but I'm unhappy, right? And I miss the work from home. So one day I decided to videotape myself on video. My mom actually called me on Duo, right? Google Duo. And shout out to Google Duo, because the universe uses resources on every level that's been created by another creator for the benefit of all, okay? And so my mom calls and I put her on video and I show her, because I know I'm not going crazy. I'm picking up the vibration, right? It's making me uncomfortable. So that's a good key sign that when you feel uncomfortable, something is off. You are off. Nobody else around you, because you can't change what's around you. You can only change within you. You can only change you, right? And if it requires you to change your environment, that's still you changing you, because long story short, I left that damn job. I left that job, okay? And my mom put a little bug in my ear and said, Ebony, you are employable. Don't ever make your circumstance, she didn't say this part, but I'm saying it to you. Don't ever make this circumstance be about you feeling diminished because of your circumstance, being less than, right? Don't let your circumstance characterize who you are as a person, as a creator, as a human being, okay? Don't ever let that happen, right? Because what's happening is you're identifying with the very thing that you're rejecting because you have expanded, right? And so I looked into getting a therapist, and I also made a decision. This was around last year, November, around Thanksgiving time. My mom talks to me and says, Ebony, why don't you go to flexjobs.com? All you need sometimes is a word, a destination, experience, a message, right? To get your wheels turning, right? Oh, what's that? Flexjobs.com. Shout out to flexjobs.com. Any of you out there that's looking to leave your 9 to 5 because you miss working from home, you feel like it would be a better opportunity for your vibration, then by all means, go look on there and see what remote jobs they had. So when I went to go to flexjobs.com, I noticed that I had to pay $10. So I said to myself, faith of a mustard seed, right? What would it hurt? $10? I paid more for lunch on certain days. So I paid the $10 only for 1 month. They have different packages. And I began to basically look up what they had, and I started applying it. I would say about 2 weeks in, which was now in December of 2021, I probably put in about maybe 20 to 25 applications online with my resume, and I'm currently employed, right? I'm excited. My vibration all automatically changed because I had an opportunity. And I'm one of those optimistic people, like I always be like, okay, something, right? I've always been this way. And I need you to remember me saying that now, because by the time I finish this video, you will understand my now, right? My purpose that I discovered. So I applied, and I would say probably before Christmas, I get an email from a company, right? Public partnerships. Do you know, out of the 20-something jobs that I applied to, they were the first one that I applied to. I applied to so many jobs, it was so hard to keep up with remembering all the jobs. But the good thing with their website, and when you create your account, is it lists all the jobs you applied to. So if you get a response, you can go back and look to see what jobs you applied to and go reread. And so every step of the way, I'm emailing my mom, or I'm texting her, what job I applied to and so forth. And it's not getting any better at the job. Nothing changed but me, right? Because I saw myself giving in my resignation letter. Didn't know when, didn't know how, but I knew that I'm employable, I'm applying action, and I'm expecting manifest, okay? Right? And I'm not forcefully doing anything. So when I got my first interview from this first job that I applied, the number one, it went amazing. I mean, when you say somebody sat down and wrote my interview out, me, It went exactly as that. The connection was there, the answers, the questions, and the history that I already had that was similar to what I was already doing. But now they permanently let me work from home. And before I even found this job, I did say, I said, even if I have to sacrifice my pay to go down a little, I'll do that for my happiness, because there's no price on peace, okay? There's no price on mental health. It's real, okay? And you can never let anything cause you to lose your freaking mind as a creator, because then your canvas will be blank and you will just be tapping into anything and everything, and it will just be a hot mess on your canvas, and you will feel so out of whack because nothing's in order. You don't have any control. You're just open for anything to land on you, in you, around you, to you, and you're just accepting it and not realizing that you have control. No, this is not what we do as creators. We create, we are satisfied, we try, we change. There's no limitations, nobody telling you what to do. It's you applying what you want and creating and manifesting what you desire for you. It's your canvas. You don't need anybody telling you if it's good or not good. It's what feels good to you, because who don't like feeling good? Who don't like being good? Who don't like doing good things because it just feels so good, right? It does. That's your natural vibration, is to feel good. Who wants to wake up and say, I want to feel bad. I hope I have a bad day. I hope somebody picks on me. I hope I don't get along with nobody. Ew. What's the point in living? Just to go to that experience? We do that as is, whether we wanted to or not. It happens, right? Are you trying to evolve, or are you trying to stay stagnated? Which one? Figure that out first, okay? But for those of you who want to feel good every day and know that you have control, let me show you how, right? So I started to feel good. It was a done deal. I started visualizing myself, just because I was in the now of handing in my resignation letter. I just didn't know when or how, and I didn't get caught up in dates. Matter of fact, I did mention some dates. I was like, by this day, they offered me the job, which by the time I got the news was mid-January. My last day of work was January 14th, 2022. And I jumped on another 9 to 5. But what are the benefits of that next 9 to 5? I work from home. They sent me all the equipment. I use my own internet. I don't even use my cell phone, okay? I have a computer. I have a monitor. I have a laptop. I have a webcam. I have all the Ethernet candles. They even internet cables. They even sent me pens, sticky notes, writing pads. Oh, by the way, the job is called public partnerships. So all of you who have customer service data entry skills, look on Flexi Jobs for public partnerships, public consulting group. I'm sorry, and I'll put the links down so that you guys can just click to it. In the video description. I'll help you out with that. That's not a problem, because so much, right? So much information. Just write a little bit down for me. So I'll do that for you guys. And for anyone who watches this video, and please, by all means, anyone that is looking for work, sometimes helping other people's problems will allow you to figure out the answers to yours, and that's part of the story, okay? But anyways, I walked away from that job, and I started the new job I'm with now at the end of January, on the 24th of this year. So from 2019 all the way up until now, I've experienced dips and moments of the thing that I desired, and now I'm actually living it. That's the first manifestation, okay? Actually, that's the second manifestation. The first manifestation was, I deserve better. I deserve better. right? I want better. I desire better. I can have better, right? It's not far fetched, right? And so as I started to feel good and get excited, it felt so good to give my resignation letter. And I left out with grace, not anger, not resentment, none of that. None of that. I received more love going out than I did coming in or being there the whole 8 years that I was there. People that looked at me like I was nothing had to look at me walk away and move on with my vibration while they stay there continually being unhappy. Because usually when you have a toxic environment like that in your workplace, it's because a lot of people are unhappy with what they do and they're afraid to admit it or do something about it. Discover what makes them happy. And I'm challenging each and every one of you today. Set your tone for the week. What are you happy about? So go do it. No, you can't start your business, but if you like cooking, if you like drawing, if you like spending time with your kids, if you go create, go pull out a notebook and a pen and start writing things down that you desire. Who told you that you can't do that? What rule in life that God, that source told you, I don't want you to create when you were born to create? This is the problem. You're unhappy because you're not creating a better life for yourself. You're not creating the things you desire, the things that make you feel good. And creating does not have to be huge cities. Creating could be a cardboard house. You know, I love children because children show us how to use our imagination. My kid, she had a baby and she wanted a crib, and I told her, you know, I'm going to get it for you. But in the meantime, she decided to create her own. So I got a whole big box full of paper towels. And she said, Mommy, don't throw that box away. Can I use it? And I said, what are you going to use that big cardboard box for? And she said, I want to make a crib for my baby to sleep in next to me. And it wasn't huge, tall. It was more like, you know, long, like what they did back in the olden days when they had to put babies in drawers and little boxes to sleep in because there was no such thing as a crib. Yeah, she took it back old school, okay? And all she asked me to do was draw a little door on it so that I could cut it out so it would be an opening for her to reach her hand in and out of it. And I thought, wow. And you know she ain't asked me for the real crib yet because she still got her cardboard. Okay? Start somewhere. Even if it's not where you see yourself, you're experiencing the feeling by being creative as if you're already there because you know you are. You know it belongs to you. And how I came about this is I started to go ahead and work on transitioning. My life was taking a major change. And so what I did was I started transitioning to my new position, being at home. My kids were excited. I was excited. And I started my therapy. I reached out. I found a beautiful trauma therapist that really, and she wasn't my first choice. The first one that I chose dipped on me because her husband got COVID. I'm like, but we're telecommunicating. I don't go into your office. But instead of getting upset, I went back discovering. So when things seem like they look good and it doesn't pan out to what you want, that's just that thing showing you I'm not for you. So why are you getting upset as a creator like that's your only tool? Like it's this or nothing. That's not true. Discover. Keep looking without forcing it, I mean, how much does it take to look up a whole bunch of therapists online with different companies and see if they take your insurance and pick one with your intuition, pick one with your vibration, with your feeling. Talk to Source before you pick. Source, listen, doing this video today, I had to talk to Source. I said, show me how to put this in my schedule because this is something that I definitely desire to do because I love doing it, right? And my daughter had all kinds of things that she wanted to do this morning. And instead of getting frustrated, I worked around her. Okay? I want cheeses. Can I have this? And I was She broke her tablet, so that's part of it. So because I understand all these things, I have all this information, I can control how I feel. I'm not going to get upset because I understand that she's just moving because she doesn't have her tablet to keep her occupied. And instead of getting frustrated, just figure it out, help her out, do what I need to do, and go back to putting my makeup on, go back to fixing my little cute top and all that. And I'll explain why I have all this white on today too, with the white moon in the background. I set my ambiance, and so it showed me every time and all these things I have already in my house because I'm just spiritual like that, right? I'm a creator, right? Creators always have stuff in the background, okay? You don't have to go out and buy a whole bunch of stuff to get started on something that you got excited about. Use what you got. A cardboard box, okay? So I'm working on my therapy. It's going really well. I'm learning about meditation. I experience crying during meditation. I'm listening to Louise Hay on YouTube, which the universe, after coming from Louise Hay, the universe said, here's another option, and I got onto Esther Hicks, Abraham Hicks. They're really known for law of attraction. Yummy, right? So I'm like, ooh, what's this about, right? So I'm listening and I'm starting to tap in, and I learn about your vortex. I learn about vortex. You want to know what vortex is about? That's a whole nother video. Let me keep going with the story because I gotta tell y'all, let me reintroduce myself. How source, how me being in high vibration developed inspiration that was already waiting for me. That's your vortex. Your vortex is basically all your desires that you have thought about since you was yay little. And that's why sometimes we experience certain things we desired when we was young and we don't get it till we old. And then some things that we desired in our adult years, we get it in our adult years. Yeah. Or things that you just probably talked about, but because you received it, it was probably because you were more than likely in a happy state, right? Despite what was going on around you. So I started to learn these things about myself and learn how much control I had about who I am and how I feel. And so I started working on them every day. And you know what I noticed? Man, I noticed that I started to feel better. I noticed good things started to happen, right? And I was really, really appreciative of it, not because as if I had to earn it, but because I changed my perspective. Look how much control I had, because I always deserved it, because it was always within me, right? It was always me. When I was born into this world, I was high vibrational. Infants do not have anger. They develop anger because they have a need. And that need only presented itself because they're living a human experience. So all these things, but somewhere along the line, somebody told you to stop imagining, stop being happy, sacrifice if that person is down, or you're dealing with that person as a child, that they're low vibrational. They make you feel the way they feel because they're the parent, or they're the adult, or they're the teacher, the person who's overseeing you. And so you're experiencing all these role models with low vibration, and you begin to walk in low vibration, law of attraction. Let's go, right? So moving forward, I got this flex jobs. I'm working this job. I'm working my trucking business, mood trucking dispatching services. And I'm excited about it, right? I'm preparing, I'm doing things. And about 2 weeks ago, I was sitting there, meditating, and I had this uneasy feeling, right? I felt unhappy. And the one thing that came up was my trucking business. I was unhappy that, I'm learning about the trucking business because I had no clue. But I've learned so much that I have more now than I did when I first started. But I'm not satisfied, right? And at first you could blame that you picked the wrong thing. And I started to get frustrated. So what did I do? I walked away from the thought. I went back to feeling the way I like feeling good. keeping myself in high vibration, doing things that make me feel good, focusing on things, imagining things, desiring things, writing things down that I love. Um, I love the sound of water. I love lit candles. I love sprays and incense. I love the smell of sage. I love cooking for my kids the things they love eating. I love applying makeup and wearing my dazzling glasses. I love the color white, among other colors. I love laying in my bed all to myself. I really do. I have a comfortable bed. I love the fact that I can look over in my workstation where I get my income from is right across from me. I love that I can have my groceries delivered to me. Yeah, some of you might say I'm bougie. I'm elevated. I love smell goods. I wish you could smell what I have on now. It smells real fruity, but not too fruity, like a flower scent. Um, I love encouraging people. I love my job. I love what I do. And what I do is help people with their payroll, help people with their checks to make sure that they're receiving it, that their time is correct. Um, I love, my daughter just asked me for Robux. I love, um, I love encouraging people by nature because throughout my life, I've been encouraging myself in a lot of situations, right? I'm my biggest cheerleader. So I walked away from the idea of how to make my business better. What could I do to make it better, right? And I began to enjoy just spending time with my kids. And it was a Sunday, about 2 weeks ago Sunday. And my mom calls me and I'm like, hey Mom, how you doing? And she's like, yeah, Ebony, I didn't want to bother you, but I just wanted to reach out to you because I didn't hear from you for a while and all this stuff. So I'm like, Mom, come on, what's going on? So we have our chit chat, our pillow talk, mother and daughter, right? And for those of you who don't have your mom, I'm really sorry that, you're experiencing that in life. And nobody could never take the place of your mom, right? But your mom is still there. And if you want to know how to connect to her or your dad or anyone that was a parent to you that's no longer in your life, that's dead, right? At least in their physical, let me know in a comment. And I will definitely do a video on ancestors veneration. And it's not about communicating with the dead. It's about communicating with energy that you're connected to by DNA. Okay? And we'll talk more about that because I want to finish. It's almost going on an hour. So long story short, my mother started telling me about her job that she just started. And, she's unhappy. And I'm like, oh no, right? Like, Mom. And so I'm learning all these things and applying them in my life. And I hear her call, I hear her pain, I feel it. And it just makes so much sense why I go through certain things, because when you're here to heal, when you're here to pass the torch, like Nipsey says, when you're here to, light the path for others, you have to understand what path they're on in order to show them that don't let your light dim. Okay? Don't let it go out. You see the candle in the back flickering? It's still on, okay? And the moon is a light in the sky, so you always have a light in your path, okay? So once she explained to me what she was going through, I started to talk to my mother's spirit. I started talking to my mother's intellect. I started to talk to my mother's emotions and showing her what I learned about how you have control to feel how you want to feel, okay? Other people will bring their vibration to you. And that's what the issue was, is that her supervisor was coming at her in a way and talking to her in a condescending way that made her feel uncomfortable. And I explained to her that, Mommy, it's not her that is magnifying. It's what's in you that is magnifying. See, you think you walking around and you all good, right? But you got this uncomfortable feeling. And then somebody comes along with the same vibration that you already have in there that you don't feel at the moment until something exemplifies it, right? Magnifies it. And then the boss comes and says to her that, you're not reaching out on a weekly basis, and I told you to reach out on a weekly basis. And then when my mother starts to explain that, I'm new on the job and I'm trying to understand this, her supervisor says to her, this is common sense, okay? And my mother just felt terrible, terrible. So what that lady said, she allowed it to cause her to feel exactly how the lady put it out there to be, because the feeling was already there. Nobody can't put feelings in you. You control how you feel. That's why it's from the inside coming out, right? And so I explained that to my mom, and I said, Mommy, regardless of what she said, you still could choose how you feel walking away from that situation, in that situation, because you don't determine on my canvas what I put on it. I determine my canvas, okay? And then once my mother started to get understanding, we was on the phone for a couple of hours. While we were talking, I clarity is a great word, because when you're clear with your intentions, when you're clear with communication, you have direction, you have inspiration, you have desire again, okay? And it clearly said to me, this is what you need to do. And I said, oh my God. And my mother said, what happened? And I said, Mom, oh my God. And so I explained the situation of how I felt unhappy with the trucking business, trying to figure out, And I came across this lady prior to even talking to my mother, like a day before on Saturday. And I was looking at some motivational videos from Esther Hicks. And, algorithm is a great thing in YouTube. And so this lady named Noelle Randall, I'll put a link down. She put up a link called How to Start a Rental Car Company by Toro. And she put up a video, and I started watching, and I was like, oh, that's interesting, right? Ideas are coming your way, right? This is nice. And I know some of you might say, well, wait a minute, you still got the dispatching service and da-da-da-da-da. So I got something for that, right? Hold it. So I'm like, wow. So watching her video, towards the end of the video, she started talking about how, you're doing this with the rental car company, but you also need to be doing passive income coming in. Do you know that if you create videos of things you know, YouTube pays you? We watch them all the time, right? And when I heard that, I got a little discouraged, because something was in me that needed to come out. It needed to be brought to the surface. That's why I love the color white, because anything that you apply to it, even though it's in the background, it still illuminates what either needs to be there or go, right? And so I said to myself, dang, I did this trucking business, and now I'm excited about this business of encouraging people, because that's my real passion. I know how to motivate somebody. I'm a motivator by nature, baby, because I'm a creator. And a creator always has to motivate themselves, because that's where all your ideas come from, what you create, right? You're not piggybacking off of this person. Oh man, I had something. But anyways, you're not piggybacking off of something. What you're doing is creating your own vibration. Hence, your emotions. You determine your emotions. We do this all the time. We create our hairstyles, we create our makeup, we create our looks, our clothes, what we like, what we don't like. We add it together. We adorn ourselves with creation every day. We adorn our children, our homes, our cars. We adorn journal writing. Okay, you have a blank canvas every day, and you can create how you feel every day. Okay, and you can do it at any given moment. And how do you get into that creation mode? by doing the things you love doing. So as I'm sitting here encouraging my mother and showing her who she is because of how I see her, because I know her, because I've experienced her, because I'm talking to her, because I relate to her as a mother, because I'm a mother, right? And I know what it is to be on a job and work around low vibrational people. We all know what it is to be around high vibration and low vibration. Duality, we both belong together because low vibration only gets you moving to your higher vibration, right? So it's not a bad thing because if this didn't show up, then I wouldn't know what I don't want to feel like. So I could work towards what I do want to feel like, what I do want to do, how I do want to go about my day, right? And so after hanging up with the phone with my mom, I began to get these downloads, right? This inspiration, words, right? And I came up, it's like it's something said, Miss Mood's Motivational Monday. And I was like, oh, wow, Monday. And so then it's like something said, go look up Monday, right? So hence, Mood is my last name, Mood, okay? And mood is a form of emotion, right? Mood is general because you can have all kinds of moods. I'm in the mood to love. I'm in the mood to hate. I'm in the mood to fight. I'm in the mood to create. I'm in the mood. Mood is a form of space that your whole emotions are in, right? And it is basically the stepping stone to which direction you're going to go, and that's where you're going to be. You're going to be in this kind of mood, right? And moods fluctuate. They don't stay the same, but you have the decision to keep your mood in high vibration by doing things you love to do. So I was like, okay. And so, you know, I looked up some things, and Monday is the beginning of the week. Can we all agree, at least in the Western world? Sunday, people say Sunday is the beginning of the week, but Monday is really your beginning of your week, especially for those who are 9-to-5ers or conduct business during the work week, okay? And so when you see Monday, Monday is about setting intentions because Monday is ruled by the moon. And I was like, oh, wow. And the moon brings inspiration, it brings clarification, it brings desires and emotions. So that's why a lot of times when people look and see Monday is around the corner, they be like, oh boy, let me get ready for Monday. You already setting the tone for your week on Sunday about Monday. Because what you do on Sunday, you don't do on Monday, but Monday through Friday, especially if you're working a business, you're going to be doing that every day, right? So let's just say Monday is the week that starts off, okay, of you being productive on any level, on any vibration. And the moon reflects positive and negative. It allows you to reflect. Why are you feeling unhappy about going to work tomorrow? But you want to put the emphasis on all the things around you at work that make you unhappy, that you don't look forward to. Whether it be traveling, being at the job, dealing with COVID, wearing a mask, depending on what part of the state you live in, having to take the kids to camp, the hustle and bustle, all these things you're not doing on Sunday. Okay? So the moon is a reflection of the sun, by the way. And this just came to me right now. So on Sunday, you're living a relaxed day. And so on Monday, all the things that doesn't allow you to be relaxed is what's reflecting in your spirit on Sunday to prepare for Monday. Hey, I can't put this together if I want to, okay? And so that got me to looking up the moon more, right? Because the moon does affect us here on this earth, okay? The moon affects a woman with her menstrual cycle. If y'all hear my kids in the background, they are having a good time, and I love it. You see how I welcome that vibration? Because I feel good. And the fact that they're having fun and they're loud and y'all probably can hear them, and if y'all can't, great. But It's all laughter. Okay, they're tickling each other right now. Anyways, the moon is allowing you to step into your intuition because usually you're reflecting on how you feel looking forward to the next day, which is Monday. And the moon is also a natural Earth satellite. Okay, and the reason why I say that is because the tides, the moon controls all forms of water. And so the seasons, the tides, everything is all in it. So to sit there and think that you're not part of the moon, that's not true. Okay? It is a part of your life. This is why we admire it. The sun, the moon, it all plays a part in our anatomy. Okay? And if it applies to your outside, then you best believe it applies to your inside, right? And so the moon is also ruled by the element of water. Water is emotions. This is why I love tarot. Shout out to all you tarot readers out there, because I really do believe you're doing a great work. And I want you to continue to your craft because your frequency is for somebody that's on the same frequency as you. So keep doing your craft, okay? At one point I wanted to be a tarot reader, but I didn't feel like I could apply myself to tarot because it wasn't my frequency. It wasn't that I was bad at it. It was just not my frequency, but I still had a connection to it, and I'll show you in a few minutes. So, the moon also allows you to be vulnerable with self, to be honest with self, right? And when you look at the color of the moon, it's white or bluish hue, but we're going to stick with white. And so that's what led me to wearing white, because white is a color of inspiration. White is a color of growth. It's a feel good, uplifting color. And by the way, my trucking business, I'm going to an all-white gala on the 27th this month. Well, when y'all see this video, it'll be August. And it's so funny because I'm also doing this video the first day of August, which is a Monday. So let your first day of the month set your tone for the month, week by week. Every Monday, tune into me to learn how to do that, okay? So don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and that notification bell so you will be aware to look forward to somebody motivating you on Monday. This is a great way for you to start investing in self, right? Because you begin to look within self to see what makes you happy and who don't like somebody encouraging them on any level that they're on. I'm not asking you to be on a vibration you're not ready for. I'm asking you to be in your now and be in that vibration. So white is also a color that a lot of campaign companies and advertisers use as a base to reflect all the other colors, because white is like a fresh start. White is encouraging. It gives you hope, right? When you look at the color white. And every creator is supposed to wear white. It doesn't have to be all white. It could be a white pen. It could be white glasses. It could be a white bracelet, right? Mine's have black because it's duality. I accept both, okay? And I'm a Pisces. So it just, you know what I mean? So I thought it was really cool that, white is also for guidance. You look for growth and guidance, and it's a spiritual color. We can connect with white, even if it's not your favorite color, you recognize it because it exposes everything, right? And it's not a bad thing. You want to see, you want light, right? White, light, hence. And it also protects you. White also gives you that sense of safety because you can see everything, right? And we're always so afraid to take the next step into the unknown, but white, you can see everything, but then it's still unknown until you feel it. So I love the duality in white itself. And I noticed that my title had Miss Mood's Motivational Monday, the letter M. And me creating this channel, this is all my discovery. The moon, the color white, Monday, my name, how it all just coincide with each other. And the letter M is also part of water, right? Go look it up. I'm gonna put some links down in the description box so y'all can read about it. But every creator should want to discover. Nothing is too time consuming. Just be in the receiving mode. If your instinct tells you to go look this up, go look it up. Go down that way, go down that way. Know that you're protected. Know that you're a creator. You're not doing anything outside of your norm. You're just going down a different path that you normally didn't go down. So how would you discover all the information that's available to you in your vortex? And you ask what your vortex is? Go look up Esther Hicks and put in vortex. I'm telling you, it's just going to come to you naturally. And if you don't understand, then put a comment down below. Tell me some ideas of videos about, reaching your spiritual elevation that you would like to talk about, because I promise you, I've probably been down that road. Being here in the now shows me why I had to go through all those things that I went through as a young child, all the way into my adulthood, way into my late 30s and my early 40s, which is where I'm at now. I'm 43. And I am still young and still getting seasoned and still adding salt and sugar to life, okay? And salt white, sugar white. I like brown sugar, so. um, I'm a character in itself. I love to make people laugh. I find humor in a lot of things because life is short. I don't have time to be so serious, okay? Like, let's just get the laughter, the humor, but the wisdom out of it. You don't always have to learn from pain. You can learn from feeling good, right? Just discovering and learning things, okay? So M is also part of a mantra. You know, and they were saying to me that M is like, people are saying, oh, well, words don't have numbers, but they do. They do. Why do you think they have the word money in our Western world? And how many zeros is behind money? It's unaccountable. Okay? And I was like, oh, I like how you setting me up, Source, because I'm tapping into my vibration. And everything is connected to me, through me, for me, to present for humanism, for humanity, for people, for love, for empathy, for sympathy, right? To show people how to evolve, right? And the only way I can do that is if I evolve. And then I explain to people how to do it, what works for me. And if it doesn't work for you, take what you can and let the rest fly. A lot of tarot readers say that, and I love that in life. We need to stop trying to take everything and make it work. Find your frequency means to add to you what makes you feel good and leave the rest alone. It doesn't mean the whole message is not for you. It just means that something's for you. Next. You can't be on everybody's frequency all day because you're not them. But we all can teach, we all can add, we all can relate, right? And so I definitely am going to put all the links to things that I discovered about creating my channel so that I can show you my journey just in these past couple of weeks, even though it goes way back, okay? It goes way back, okay? And I came across this guy who's no longer living. His name is Johnique. He says, your Monday morning thoughts set the tone for your entire week. See yourself getting stronger, richer, wiser. You're doing that now. Peace of mind, elevating, growing, and living a fulfilling, healthy life. See yourself, not force yourself. See yourself. A creator has to be able to see, and it's natural. You don't have to force yourself to see. You see what vibrates to you. And you have this big old white canvas, and you begin to apply those things in your heart. You see what I'm doing here? In your heart. I am massaging my heart. I am receptive and open to all good things that are coming my way. I'm receptive and open to all negative things that are coming my way to show me what I do and don't want. I am open to it all. White, canvas, open, moon, open. Everything coincides. If you look at the letter M, motivation, M connects. M connects up, down, and it creates a letter. So connect what belongs, create what belongs for your frequency. How do you do that? You do that through the things you love doing. In the midst of me helping my mom understand that she is a creator, that she can set the tone for how she feels and not include, I don't care. I don't care if you're upset at the work. I don't care if you're trying to talk louder than everybody at work so people can pay attention to you. That is not what I'm focused on. When I'm in that environment, when I see that around me, that doesn't tell me that I'm supposed to feel what I see. And as an empath, when I first learned, I was just being an open empath. An empath is someone who can connect and empathize and sympathize with people. We can connect with people as if it's our own journey because we're healers by nature, right? And so when I began to see myself being that way, I was just taking on everybody's energy. Hello, don't forget you're a creator. You're not just an empath. That's just part of your vibration, okay? You are your creator. You are the person that's creating what you want in your canvas, on your canvas. And nobody can stop you from how you think. Nobody can stop you from how you feel. Nobody can't tell you that this is the way you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be that way because that's the way you're supposed to be, okay? Because that's the way you choose to be. So if other people are coming with low vibration, I'm still going to think about things that make me feel good. I'm not going to focus those thoughts on what they're doing and how they're speaking and how they're moving because that's their vibration. All is well. And actually, I'm glad they're that because it showed me, oh no, there's a few things about this environment that I do not like, so I'm going to change it, and so I did. And yes, I do still work a 9 to 5, but I'm happy because you know what I do? I talk to people at this job every day, and they call me because they're going through stuff. And I have these beautiful conversations, getting paid for it at this job, and they encourage me to be empathetic. They encourage me to be a listening ear. And I give power to my words, to their emotions, by them generating off of my already high vibration because I woke up and set the tone and said, I'm going to have a great day today. I am lovable. I am going to meet all kinds of people. And you know what about the trucking business? When I started to create this business and create this channel and this video, Source said to me, why would you stop what you already created? Because it's not growing as quickly as you would like for it to? Or because you now found a new desire? No, they're both my desire. Shout out to all truckers. If you see a trucker, recognize that that trucker left their home and they went to provide your resources for your household. So hug a trucker, okay? Hug them. Tell them thank you. Do something nice for them. This whole COVID, I got my groceries, my medication, clothes, anything I needed because a trucker drove it to my destination and delivered it to me. So hug a trucker because they truly make our community go around, okay? They really help it be productive. All these businesses, especially like here in New York, on Monday mornings, Mondays, I recognize along the streets of all these like businesses, like it's just a street full of businesses. Even in your area, wherever you live, if you go into a mall complex, look at how they get their deliveries on Monday mostly. Even if it come in on Sunday, the counting and inventory don't start till Monday mostly. Okay, that's just how this world works with freight. Okay, and that's another chapter. That's me tapping into my dispatching service, my trucking dispatching service. Okay, because I learned some things and I learned some terminology, and it's a wonderful experience. But in the midst of me doing all of this, it said to me, aren't you the one who manifests and write down and talk about how you want multiple streams of income? So why you gonna cut down what you start just because it's not growing as quickly as you want? Talk to any farmer, anybody that knows, or planter, people that deal with earth and growing things and harvest. Okay, you can have multiple seeds in the ground, and some sprouts will happen quicker than others. But that doesn't mean the other one is not working. Sometimes when you cultivate the thing that you know, the thing that you desire, the thing that you are good at already, it brings inspiration for the thing that you're not good at, because you take the same techniques and you apply it to a different, what's a good word? You apply it to a different resource, right? That brings in benefits to you and your livelihood, even if it's called something else. So you can have corn, you can have carrots, you can have oranges, you can have apples, but they all need to be cultivated to grow and produce fruit. And when you produce fruit, you're happy because you can eat, right? Right. So I definitely encourage you all to set the tone today as you watch this video. And I'm going to just get right with it. You know what I did for y'all? I bought this, right? I bought this, okay? It says High Vibes card deck. And this was part of, I went online and I said, oh, I got to get prepared. And then Source said to me, you already have everything. But because my desire, I like, motivation. I motivate. You see the moon in the background? You see the candle lit? You see me in white? You see my transparent glasses, which means there's no judgment on this channel. It's all welcome, good and bad, because it just shows me what I can. Like, you got to utilize everything around you as a resource, as a tool. Don't ever just automatically say to yourself, this is negative. No, this may not be for you, but what is for you? So that what was not for you helps you to transition to what is for you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, all my ex-lovers, for showing me what I don't want. Thank you, all my ex-best friends. It was nice while it lasted. And it doesn't mean you have to be cocky about it, or no. I got to experience something at that time that gave me an experience to remember and reflect. Reflect on what I do want. And now I can bring that in because I dealt with that already, okay? Ex-jobs, come on. It's all part of the process of you evolving. So you should never go into this with frustration. You should go into this with discovery and elevation. Okay? So let me go ahead and get this, because it's already an hour and 13 minutes. I thank you guys so much for tuning in, tapping in, and turning on my video and just being tapped into my frequency, because you're at that frequency at your level of life, or you desire to be at this frequency and you need somebody to help you. So I'm definitely going to shuffle these cards really quick. They're brand new. Forgive me, but I really wanted to end this with an exercise for everyone. You're not going to just come to my channel and think, oh, okay, she's just talking. No, we doing things too. We manifesting. Little as we go. Little things, right? I may not have the sign or the billboard up of my business yet, but it's coming, because I already see it happening. So in the meantime, what am I going to do to elevate my vibration to that level so I can receive of everything that I already believe that I am experiencing in my now, right? All right, so let's go ahead and do that. So I have a little exercise of these high vibe cards, and it's just, one card every week. And I'm gonna add to this. I go with spirit. When spirit tell me to, you know, get this or do this, I'm on it. Impulses. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Source. Thank you, Ancestors. Thank you, all you high vibe frequencies that's tuning into Miss Mood's Motivational Monday channel. And I thank you so much for the messages that we're receiving. Okay, so let's see what it is, right? All right. Nature. Nature. It says, go outside and breathe the fresh air. Didn't I tell y'all meditation? Oh my goodness. Nature is perfection, even with its imperfections. What I say? What's the nature? The moon, right? Come on now, Spirit. It's magical. A forest needs old trees. What I say? What I say? Wait, okay. Let me read it. Because this is crazy. Duality. I was just talking about this before I even pull a card. Yo, I love energy and I love frequency. Okay, let me read it over. It says, nature. Go outside and breathe the fresh air. Nature is perfection, even when it's imperfection. It is magical, okay? A forest needs old trees and new trees. It is a perfect balance, okay? Immerse yourself in the middle of it all. Know that you are perfectly placed just where you are, okay? And this deck is by High Vibe Card. It's called High Vibe Card Deck. It's by Becky Moore. I got it off of Amazon because it spoke to me. One of the things I want to tell you is tarot cards, oracle cards, jewelry, stones. Look, let me show y'all something. I have this stone sitting right up under my phone as we talk, as I communicate with y'all. This is selenite. Selenite is really good for cleansing energy, and it's the only stone that can cleanse itself. And you see the color? White. Okay? Blank canvas. So don't ever think that it's too late. That's another topic I'm gonna talk to y'all about, okay? Especially the fact that I'm 43 young, okay? But I came to y'all not even knowing I was gonna pull this card, nature. And part of my inspiration was the moon, was the month, the week of Monday, the color white, which is all throughout nature, even in the sky when we look above, is blue and white. And it all just coincides with each other. So those negative things that are coming at you, that's part of you just experience it all. Like, okay, that's not going to change how I feel. I'm going to still smile. I'm still a creator. It doesn't diminish who I am, right? It doesn't take away from what I am, okay? And I think this is probably going to be one of my longest videos, but who knows, right? Like I said, I go with source and I just go with the flow, right? No resistance. But I definitely have to go cook for my kids and do all these other things. But I really enjoy bringing this message to you guys. And so I challenge you this week, okay? At some point, if you could do it today, because you already go outside, so if you see my video before you leave to go about your hustle and bustle, while you outside, utilize that time. It doesn't have to be forced. While you're outside, recognize nature. Look around. Breathe. Breathe through your nose. I learned that in meditation, not through your mouth. Your mouth is meant for eating and talking. Your nose is meant for smelling and breathing. And air is very much as important to you as water, okay? I'm a Pisces, with a Libra moon and a Aqua Aquarius in my Venus, okay? So I have lots of air and lots of water in my vibration, for those of you that see yourself as that. But at the end of the day, all the elements play a part. But if you could utilize nature as your source of grounding and foundation to just appreciate life and get your vibration back to alignment, feeling good, that's what alignment is, feeling good, because Source always feels good. Source always feels good. That's why Source was able to allow the galaxy and the universe to be created, because of good vibration, right? High vibration. Okay, so I challenge you guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much for staying this amount of time and watching me. Please don't forget to share this video for somebody that needs encouragement or uplifting, because like I said, mental health is real. And please tune into me next time on Monday for Miss Mood's Motivational Monday to see what else Spirit want to talk about. And also leave me a comment and check out all the links that I leave for this video down in the description box to educate yourself a little bit more, to get more spiritual about your life and get more creative and discover who you are and what your frequency is, because it's already there. You just need to be tuned in, tapped in, and turned on, as Esther Hicks says. Until next time, namaste. Bye. I love you guys.